Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Holmes here again. It's time for Fundations. Today we're going to be doing Unit 5, Week 2, Day 3. We're going to be reviewing some glued sounds as well as some suffixes, and then we're going to practice some trick words and some other words that may have more than one syllable or may have suffixes on the end of them. And at the end, we'll do a sentence or two. All right, let's get started. Let's review our sounds, our glued sounds. Here we go. Echo me. O-L-T, colt, olt. A-N-G, fang, ang. O-S-T, post, ost. A-N-K, bank, ank. I-N-D, find, eind. O-L-D, cold, old. I-L-D, wild, ild. I-N-G, ring, ing. O-N-K, honk, onk. A-M, ham, am. A-N, fan, an. A-L-L, ball, all. I-V-E, give, iv. U-N-G, lung, ung. O-N-G, song, ong. U-N-K, junk, unk. I-N-K, pink, ink. Very good. Okay, and let's take a look at some of our suffixes. Echo me. F-U-L, full. L-E-S-S, less. A-B-L-E, able. I-S-H, ish. N-E-S-S, ness. M-E-N-T, mint. E-N-N, I-V-E, iv. And, of course, we have the suffixes that we probably use the most often. E-D, and E-D can make the sound of t, d, or id, I-D. And, of course, we have S that can make the sound of S or Z. And we have ES, which makes the sound of is. And while ED is something that happened in the past, S and ES is something that's happening right now. It can also be used for things that are more than one of something. And the last one we would have is ing, ing. And ing is happening in the present as well. It's happening, something that's happening now. And let's finally go through our trick words. Here we go. We'll read them together. Ready? Let's read. Often, they, once, always, new, no, against, pretty, done, goes, please, animal, sure, again, use, used. All right, nice job. All right, well, let's begin. And I have started using this side of the board because some of our words are beginning to get a little bit longer, and this gives us more room to work. And I'm going to leave the suffixes up here at the top so that we can refer to them if we need to. All right, now the first word that we're going to write actually has a suffix that's not up there. It has a suffix full, F-U-L. It has this suffix in it. All right, so here we go. Echo me. Handful. I had a handful of popcorn. Handful. All right, let's do the base word first. Echo me. Hand. Elbows up. Hand. And. Hand. Write the word hand. H. A. N. D. Hand. And we know that this A-N is a glued sound. So we mark that. It's a short vowel glued sound. It's a one syllable word. And what kind of sound is that, or syllable is that? Closed. That's correct. Now we're ready to add the suffix full. F-U-L. Full. Now go ahead and circle it. And now that we have the suffix on the word handful, we need to underline the base word, hand. Show your teacher your board. And erase. And teachers, at any time, if you need to pause the video, that is perfectly okay. All right, our next word has the suffix ness. Ness. It means in a way that something is done. Ness. That's going to be our suffix in this next word. Okay, echo me. Kindness. The child showed her kindness by helping pick up the crayon box that got spilled. Kindness. Now this was tricky because when you put the ness on the end of it, you don't really hear the final sound. Echo me. Kind. Elbows up. Kind. 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 Okay, write kind. Make sure it's a lowercase k, not a capital. Kind. Now, IND, find, ind, that is a glued sound, so let's box it. It's a long vowel, so that tells us that it is going to be a closed exception. So you cross that out. Now we're ready to add the suffix, kindness. Here we go, ness. N-E-S-S. Circle it. And now that we have the suffix on there, we have to underline the root word. Show your teacher your work. Good job. Next word. Okay, our next word is insisted. I insisted that you wear your coat out to the playground. Insisted. All right, so we're going to be adding ed. That's the suffix we're using on this one. Now, insist, the base word, is a two-syllable word. So, echo me. Insist. First syllable. Second syllable. Insist. Now, when you add the ed on the end, it's insisted. Okay, here we go. First syllable. In. Let's write it. I-N, that's easy. And I like to go ahead and put my dot there so I remember where I have to scoop the word in. Now let's do sist. Sist. Write it. Insist. Okay, so let's scoop it. Insist. We have a short vowel on both syllables. And they are both what kind of syllables, class? Closed. So we're going to put a C underneath for closed syllable. Now, even though it has two syllables, that is still just one word, insist. Now we're going to add the suffix ed on the end of the word. Insisted. Ed. And circle it. Insisted. Now, what's the base word? The root word. What? That's right, insist. So underline insist. And remember, we never scoop or underline our suffixes. Never. Now, echo me. Insisted. What sound do you hear in the suffix? That's right. You hear ID. So put the ID right there. Nice job, boys and girls. Erase. All right, next word. Echo me. Panic. Now this is a two-syllable word. Okay, echo me again. Panic. First syllable, second syllable. Panic. Now panic does not have a suffix on the end of it, but it is a two-syllable word. So let's write it. Okay, first syllable, pan. Let's write it. P. And I'm going to put the little dot there to help me remember where to scoop. Pan, ick. What was the rule about ick? That's right. If it has more than one syllable and it ends in the ick sound, you just spell it with IC, not ICK. All right, so scoop it. Panic. Panic. And what kind of vowels do we have? That's right, two short vowels. Panic. Now, our first syllable, what kind of syllable is it? Closed. And the second syllable, also closed. Now, here's where it gets fun. We're going to add a suffix to this. I want to add the word or the suffix s. Panics. She panics when she saw a deer in the road. She panics when I'm sorry, I said that wrong. She panics when she is driving down the road and a deer comes in the road. Panics. So let's add the S. Panics. And what sound do you hear? S. There you go. Panics. And we have to underline the word panic. Now, if we change the suffix to ed, and the new word is panicked. She panicked when she saw the deer in the road. Add the ed. Well, we still have to circle the suffix. Echo me. Panicked. What sound did you hear at the end? Panicked. That's right, you heard a T. T. Good job. Erase. All right, enough of that. It's time to do some trick words. Here's the first one. Echo me. Once. I had already cleaned up the spill once. Once. Okay. Here's how we spell it. Once. O-N-C-E. Once. Now, very tricky word. Can you map it yourself? Try. That's right. It sounds like there's a W and a U, a short U. What does it end with? S. And the E is silent. Once. Once. But it's spelled O-N-C-E. Let's trace it. Once. O-N-C-E. Once. Now let's write it 3 times in the boxes. Ready? Spell it. Once. O-N-C-E. 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 Once. Show your teacher your board. And erase. Okay, next word. Echo me. Always. I always enjoy seeing you. Always. Now it's a two-syllable word, all, but instead of being spelled A-L-L, it's A-L, all ways, W-A-Y-S. Now that's not how it sounds. Let's tap it out. First syllable, all, all. Now second syllable, ways, ways, ways. Okay, so first syllable, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and scoop it, just like that. Okay, all. What sound do we hear? Do we hear A? No, we hear short O. And we do hear the L, though. All. We hear the W. We hear the A, the long A. The AY makes the sound of long A. What sound does the S make? Z. That's right. Z. Always. Always. All right, let's trace it. A, L, W, A, Y, S. Always. Write it 3 times. A, L, W, A, Y, S. A, L, W, A, Y, S. A, L, W, A, Y, S. Show your teacher your board, and I'll see you tomorrow.